Buenos dias. Buenos dias. All right. We are continuing on in chapter 6. We're going to talk about the past tense, which is called the preterite tense. And they don't give you a whole lot of models, but you can look back in your appendix 1 in the back of your book. It has a list of every form, every verb, and it has present tense. Then it says imperfect tense, which we're not learning. I don't believe we're going to learn it at all. And then the preterite tense is the third thing. It just goes down in the column. You can find the infinitives somewhere. Where are the infinitives? The infinitives are at the top. So anyway, on A2, Appendix 1, it says C, irregular verbs, and it's sideways. You need to look at ir in the preterite form, which is fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. You would cross out the vosotros. So that second to the last one we don't care about. So the reason why I'm telling you about that is because it keeps talking about regular verbs, but ir, the verb ir, to go, is not regular at all in the present tense or the preterite, which is past tense. Okay, now move on to page 239, 239. 239 at the bottom. There are some pictures at the bottom. And since this is kind of difficult, I'm going to lay off on, I'm not even going to have you do any of the audio listening stuff, but we'll just, and you'll only have 3 assignments. I think 3 assignments, because it's just, I need to be in class to do this part. But anyway, look at the illustrated grammar section down below. First, the two ladies are talking and they say, ¿Qué hicieron ayer? Now, hicieron comes from the verb hacer, H-A-C-E-R, to do or to make. And this is saying, remember how I used to say, ¿Qué te gusta hacer los fines de semana? What do you like to do on the weekends? This is saying, what did you all do yesterday? It's ustedes. ¿Qué hicieron ayer? What did y'all do yesterday? You plural. Okay, so then they talk about she talks about what all they did. First she says, fui de compras. Now you could say, yo fui de compras. You could put the yo in front of there. But it's, I went shopping. So that ir, remember voy, or te gusta ir, or le gusta ir de compras, she likes to go shopping, or vamos a ir de compras, we're going to go shopping. Well, now we're just saying, I went shopping. I went shopping. Fui de compras. Fui de compras. Ernestito, the next picture, Ernestito barrió el patio. And that's Ernestito swept the patio. Berta planchó la ropa. Berto planchó la ropa. So she ironed the clothes. And then, y también pasó la aspiradora. She also vacuumed. It's literally saying she passed the vacuum, but we're just going to say she vacuumed. And then Guillermo tendió las camas. Guillermo made the beds. Guillermo made the beds. Now let's go to the next page, page 240, 240 at the top. They show you, in the little box to the left, they show hablé means I spoke, to the left-hand side. Hablé, I spoke. Comí, I ate. Viví, I lived. Well, it's also in the big box, but over there it shows you the you. It shows the I, and then now it's going to show the you, which I think is ridiculous. So hablaste, comiste, viviste, and then habló, comió, vivió is the he or the she form. So there's the I form. I spoke. You spoke. He or she spoke. And then comí, I ate. Comí, comiste, you ate. Comió, he or she ate. And then viví, I lived, you lived. Viviste, he or she lived. Vivió. Of course, that can also be used for the usted form. Note the written accent marks. They're very important. Very important. They tell You where to put stress. Also note that the singular endings for ER and IR verbs are the same. The following are some time expressions that often act as clues to help you recognize the preterite, because sometimes it's not always clear that it's the preterite tense. You can use them to talk about the past. So all these darkened words here. Anoche, that's last night. Ayer, you should know that. Yesterday. Ayer por la mañana, yesterday morning. Ayer por la tarde, yesterday afternoon. And ayer por la noche, last night. Or, yeah. Then anteayer, day before yesterday. Then you could say like el lunes, and that means last Monday. Or el martes, if you put L in front of it, it's like last Monday, last Wednesday, last Tuesday. Or el lunes pasado, that's also, well, that's what you need to use, pasado, put the pasado. And then el mes pasado, last month. El año pasado, last year. Esta mañana, this morning. La semana pasada, last week. So they have all sorts of things. For example, I spoke with the new neighbor yesterday. Hablé con la vecina nueva ayer. Did you already eat? ¿Ya comiste? Yes, I ate at home. Sí, comí en casa. All right, you are going to do exercises 5 and 6. You need to make them preterite tense. So, for example, the model is trabajar, which means to work. You take that AR off, and you're going to say, I worked, or I didn't work yesterday. So, because it's asking, did you do these activities yesterday? So you could say, sí, trabajé 7 horas. You could just say, yes, I worked. Sí, trabajé. Or no, no trabajé. You take that AR off, you add an E with an accent if you're saying I, which all of these you are going to change to I. Okay, so compra, let's do one that's an IR verb. Number 6 is abrir la ventana. Abrir la ventana. Did you open the window yesterday? And you could say sí, and then if you look up there, an IR verb, you're going to change that to an I at the end. You'll take the IR off, put another I back on, and an accent mark. And you'll say, abrí la ventana. I opened the window. Abrí la ventana. Or no, no abrí la ventana. Why are there 2 no's? One is no, and one is I did not open the window. Okay, so you're doing exercise 5. You're also going to do exercise 6. Now, exercise 6, you're going to change a lot of these to the third person, the he or the she form. Well, look at the example. Cristina Aguilera, and then it says cantar en la ducha esta mañana. She sang in the shower this morning. Whatever. Okay, so then you change it to Cristina Aguilera cantó. There's an O. It sounds like you're saying I, but because of that accent mark, because if I sing in the shower, present tense, I'm going to say yo canto en la ducha. I sing. But she cantó. It's all about how you say it with these past tense things. With that accent mark, it changes to she sang. Okay, so my mom, and they're using the verb charlar, which is like hablar, like to speak. It's kind of like chatted with or spoke with. Anyway, charlar, you'll change it to charló. Accent, take off the ER, add the O. Let's get one that's hard. The professor of Español, actually, you're supposed to say, okay, the Spanish professor went out with Antonio Banderas anoche. I don't know if you're supposed to tell whether these things occurred. Just write the sentence. You don't have to put yes or no. Because I'm like, he didn't go out with it, or she didn't go out with Antonio Banderas. But this is number 3. So the salir is the thing you have to change. You're changing it to third person singular, and it is an IR verb. And if you look at you're changing to he or she, so you take off that IR and you're adding an IO accent. So it would be la profesora de español salió con Antonio Banderas. anoche. So she went out with Antonio Banderas last night. Let's move over to page 229. And I gotta hurry because my time is going. 225. Okay, number 1. Here's some more past tense. ¿Vio usted la televisión? Did you watch TV? Sí, vi las noticias. Yes, I watched the news. And then number 2. ¿Ya escribió los exámenes? Did you already write the exams? And she says, sí, escribí 2 anoche. Yes, I wrote 2 last night. She's not talking about grading them. She's talking about writing them, so I don't know. Number 3 says, visitó a sus amigos este fin de semana. Did you visit, I guess it's the usted. Did you visit your friends this past weekend? And she says, sí, visité al profesor López y conocí a su esposa. Yes, I visited Professor Lopez and I met his wife. Then limpiaste la casa el sábado. Did you clean the house on Saturday? This is number 1 down below. And she says, sí. Or no, pues limpié la sala. Well, I cleaned the living room is basically what she's saying. Number 2, estudiaste mucho. Did you study a lot? Estudié para la clase de química. I studied for chemistry class. Number 3, ¿saliste a comer en algún restaurante? Did you go out to eat at some restaurant? And she says, sí, almorcé en un restaurante cerca de mi casa. Yes, I ate lunch in a restaurant near my house. Now, all you're going to do is activity 10. You have to put the activities in chronological order. You do not have to use those words like first and later and afterwards and finally. All I want you to do is write number 1 and then put the ABCDs in order. So it says, esta mañana yo, put them in order that makes sense. Esta mañana yo, this morning what did I do? And it says, me lavé el pelo, I washed my hair. Desayuné, I ate breakfast. Me desperté, I woke up. And corrí 2 millas, I ran 2 miles. Well, I would start out with probably, I woke up. Me desperté. Maybe the next thing, I ran 2 miles. Corrí 2 millas. Then probably desayuné. This is how I would do things. I ate breakfast. And then me lavé el pelo. I washed my hair. Those are the orders I put it in. So just ABCD. Put them in the right order. Number 1. Piece of cake. That's your assignment. And I'm about to run out of time. So adios. Nos vemos. Que les vaya muy bien. That's it for chapter 6. There's one other thing we didn't cover. And I'm not going to. So just telling you. Adios. Adios. Adios.